is the What Are We Doing podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode, 103 we're on now. We're cruising through the 100s. We're almost to 200. We're on 103 now. And man, it's been a great week this far. We got last week's pod clipped out. Thanks to Jeff. Shout out to you. And dude, thumbnail game has advanced, okay? I've taken to the trend. I've copied everyone else because everyone else is making all the same thumbnails on YouTube nowadays. So why not hop on the train? You know what I mean? So we've got some banging thumbnails now. I kind of sort of hate every other thumbnail on the channel. So I may or may not be uploading new thumbnails to like every video that I've ever uploaded here in the next few weeks. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, dude. So the clips game is popping. We've got those scheduled out, like maybe one, maybe two going up every week. If you haven't done so already, smash the big, beautiful red button that says subscribe, because it says subscribe without a D on the end. That means you haven't clicked it. So if you haven't clicked it, click it. And if you don't click it, Megs is going to find out where you live and she's going to drive there. And as soon as you leave for work, leave to go to Arby's to get like a 5 for $10, like if you leave to go to the chiropractor, if you leave to go pick up your children from soccer practice, like whenever, if you go to pick out the newspaper, get the mail, take your dog for a walk, Megs will be there and she'll karate chop you in the throat if you don't hit the red subscribe button. So that's where we're at now on this channel. That's where we're at on this podcast. I now have to threaten you because that's all that seems to work. All that seems to work anymore is if I threaten you. So now you've been warned. Now you've been warned. And you know what? Megs may or may not have Lou Bug with her. She may or may not have Lou Bug with her. And if Lou Bug's coming, ass is grass. Like, is that a term, right? That's the term. That's the term they say. Ass is grass. If Lou Bug's there, he's ferocious. You've seen Lou Bug. You've seen Lou Bug. Put a clip of Lou Bug on. I'm not getting him right now. He's on his 13th nap of the day. If I wake him up, he'll be pissy and it'll throw off his entire mood, dude. And then he'll be up and around. He'll be moving. He's on my feet right now, keeping him warm. He's sleeping. Okay? I'm not going to wake him up. Just put a clip in of Lou Bug, and this is what he's going to look like. This is what he looks like when he's ferocious. So if you don't click the red subscribe button, unfortunately, Lou Bug's going to come get you. I'm going to send Megs and Lou Bug together, and they're going to find you. And who knows? You might get chopped in the throat. You might get hit with a baseball bat. Lou Bug might bite your ankle. Ollie might throw one of his trains at you. Like, you never know what's going to happen until you hit that. If you just hit the subscribe button, you're fine. You know what I mean? It's not like hit the button and then something terrible happens, but also something amazing. It's just hit the button and you prevent any damage at all. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you just smack the button, make it happen, and call it a day? So that's what you should do. And if you haven't done so already, I don't understand what are we doing? You know what I mean? So if I don't understand, then you don't understand. And then I have to keep asking the question, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Not hitting the button. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that people call me every day. It's so crazy that I get phone calls every single day from multiple phone numbers, and I get multiple voicemails. My voicemail box is full every week. I have to clear out my voicemail, which is an issue, by the way. iPhone, hey, iPhone. Why? It's the cloud. It's voicemail. It's not that much data. Why is my voicemail box full thing? Like, can we not update that in iOS 17? Like, can we not have an unlimited, or just have the voicemail tap into the storage of the phone maybe? Like, what's with the storage of the voicemail? Let's get rid of that, first of all. And second of all, I've got just another voicemail now on my phone to press 1 to verify my Google listing. It's like, this shit, I've answered it. I've F with them. Like, dude, so if I'm in a mood, I'll answer it and they'll say, oh, hey, Mr. Levi, we've got your business Google profile here lined up. And, it looks like it's not verified. We need to know your address, your phone number, your social security number, and all your credit card numbers and all the codes on the back. And your dog's last name, the color of your car, and your mother's maiden name. And then once I give them all that information, my Google business will be verified on Google, I guess, according to them. I've got 18,000 voicemails from the Google verification people. It's the biggest, most annoying thing in America. It should not be allowed. It should be illegal. Why is it not illegal? So silly, dude. So it's been a mild week. Just been spending the weekends and hanging out with my son, dude. Been going bananas, spending time with him as much as I can. Just because, you know what, dude? He's growing so fast. So fast, he's now talking up a storm. He now knows every word in the dictionary. He knows more words than me. He knows his schedule. He knows his colors. He knows his numbers. He knows his emotions. He knows when things hurt. He knows when he's hungry. Like, the kid's fully functional, okay? And so this wasn't up until like 3 weeks ago, and now it seems as if our son's fully functional. And it's kind of crazy to think about because now he'll just run around the house and say stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's, now to the point where like two things are happening in our house. One, he says stuff that we just like don't expect. You know what I mean? I'll be coming down the stairs from the studio to get lunch and I'll hear Ollie say, Daddy, I hear you coming. Hi, Daddy. How are you today? And we'll have a full-blown conversation. I'll say, hi, Ollie. How are you today? And he says, good. And then I'll give him a hug, a pat on the back. I'll give him a snack and he'll say, thank you. How insane is that? I mean, obviously, it's just me discovering fatherhood. Look how adorable I am. But, it's one of those things that, like, you just look forward to. Like, as a parent, the checklist is like, okay, they're born, they're good, they're breathing, great, we can change a diaper, good, they're walking, crawling, talking, good, check. And then it's like the fun things happen. Oh, we can have a conversation now? How exciting and fun is that? So he says things that like we don't expect. I've got him to cuss a little bit, but he won't do it on his own now. He kind of parrots it, unfortunately. But I'm trying to get him to do it at school in front of all of his teachers because I think it'd be real funny. And so two, now the issue is he just won't shut the fuck up. This is at the point now where, like, when I was a teenager and my little brother and sister were born, it was all cute and cuddly for the first 2 years, goo goo gaga, and then they start talking, and then parents know you get to a point where they don't stop talking. And so that's now happening. And so, man, he goes and goes and goes and goes. Whether he's telling us his schedule, he knows his whole full day schedule, whether it be at home or at school or whatever he wants to do that day. You know what I mean? He'll just tell us. We'll just wake up and he'll say, this is what I want to do. And then we'll go do it. Like he knows you can go to Red Robin. He'll tells us he wants to go to Red Robin. He knows he can go swimming in water, so we take him swimming in the pool. Like he knows what he can do. And like also too, this is insane, dude. This is insane. Meg said he's known this for like years now, but apparently dude knows directions. Like we were driving past the exit you take to go to my sister's house, and we drove past it because obviously we weren't going to my sister's house at the time. And so we drove past it, and the kid's in the back seat and says, all done going that way to Morgan and Tina's house. Like the kid knows what exit to take down the highway. So if he ever finds himself in a situation where he's walking down the highway and, like some nice lady might pull over and be like, oh my gosh, little boy, like, holy shit, come with me. And then bam, they're both kidnapped. Like he'll know exactly how to get home if he ever, breaks free. So that's good news, right? Like when you find out that your son knows his way back home, we'll be in the car and he'll be like, go this way. Because that's the way he wants to go because we go over a bridge to see water or something. Like the kid knows what's around him. Insane. So right now he's like learning his emotions, happy, sad. His favorite one is anger. When he gets angry, he picks up like dog bones and metal trains and throws them at daddy. So that's fun. I have to duck and cover. Then I have to go upstairs and be in timeout because, I can't be around him because he'll keep throwing shit at me. It's something we're working on. It's fine. He's autistic. Don't worry about it. And so it's just, it's crazy, man. The kid's growing fast. And so this next weekend, dude, we might be going the dinosaur thing. Oh boy, it's either going to be cool or a crap show. I'm not sure. It's one here, hometown. Two, it's at the freaking farm show complex. So Lord knows how that's going to be. And three, I'm pretty sure it's popped off on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm pretty sure everyone and their brother and sister who has a child within a 40 to 50 mile radius of central Pennsylvania is going to be showing up to the farm show this weekend to see the Dinosaur Expo. So I'm not sure. Megs really wants to go, and so we'll see if we're going to go. And if we do go, there might be a clip. If there's a clip over top of this, just know I went and something happened. And I guarantee you something will happen. Ollie will run away. He'll knock over a dinosaur. He'll want to keep the dinosaur. He won't want to get off it. I don't know. We'll probably cause a scene. And so I'll just have to film it. I'll film it, of course. And then I'll just put it overlay when I finally inevitably get around to, when Jeff clips it, and we'll put it in. Don't worry about it. If we put it in, we'll put it in, And so that'll probably be half of a disaster. I don't know, maybe not. And who knows, maybe not. And who knows? And so then next weekend, listen to this is what we have planned. Isn't this fun? Parents, listen up. If you're in the area, this local small town airport, which, you're not flying to Mexico out of this thing. It's mainly used, I think, for small planes and private and there's a military base, so they might use it every once in a while there. They're having a little festival, little taco food truck, little helicopter rides for the kids. Free helicopter. Can you believe it? Free helicopter rides. Now, minimum I pay for a helicopter ride is $20, okay? And if you pay more than $20 for a helicopter ride, you're a fool, all right? You got to get the hookup. You got to have the hookup in Myrtle Beach. If you know, you know. If you go to Myrtle Beach, you got the $20 helicopter ride hookup. And if they try to charge more, you say, no way, man. I want the $20 joint. And that's what you get. You get the $20 helicopter ride. These ones are free. So hopefully that's a successful day. So we're going to go there, get some tacos, let the boy ride in a helicopter, take him up, and then take him immediately back down, most likely. And it'll be a fun-filled day for the entire family. And, it's a little fun life update. We're cruising, man. It's summertime. Work's a little slow, doing my best to get these freaking projects out and done and ready to go, and just ready for the next season. Ready for the back half of this year to start. Come September, it's all boots on the ground and everyone's ready to rock and roll in all aspects of business. The podcast will probably just be on that high. We might bring the stream back once a week. Who knows? Kick.com/wadpod, wadpod.com/kick. And you can go there and follow us, and we'll probably be streaming there soon. The contract, for whatever reason, hasn't come through yet. So we were supposed to sign that $350 million deal with them a month ago, but they still haven't sent it. So I'm not sure where that is. Now that XQC is canceled. Oh, by the way, shout out H3. Shout out to you, dude, it didn't take much. Let's be honest. I feel like that was an easy, toss up on the tee ball hit home run for pretty much anyone, but I'm sure, shout out to Ethan and the team, I'm sure they put a lot of work in to prepare for that Comedy Central roast via XQC. And what's hilarious is that Felix ran straight back to his friend's stream and thought that he dominated. And so that was quickly followed up with like DMs, like XQC sends H3H3 DMs of like his $300,000 watch or something silly. Like, it's so silly, dude. It's just silly drama. And like, you know, he probably didn't deserve $100 million deal. Just saying. Like, you know, first of all, you can't understand a word the man says with respect and love. You know what I mean? But honestly, you can't really understand him. I'm sorry. It's his accent or whatever else is happening. And then other than that, like, like his claim is like that, you know, all of Ethan's evidence is false, made up, and any witnesses he had is just paid actors. Is the bottom line. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's what we're going with. And it makes all the sense in the world. XQC definitely won the roast versus Ethan. H3, get the hell out. He's so stupid. Well, he's the silliest boy on the internet. Like, why? I mentioned this story when I was on the 280 Plus podcast a few months back. Shout out to Lowe's. Pretty sure we've got season 2 of Recap and Record pretty much locked in, pretty much ready to go, pretty much almost sneak peek, maybe coming this fall. We're pretty sure the show that we want to do is coming back for a new season, hopefully this fall, according to some of the articles that we have found. And hopefully that actually happens. And if it does, Los and I are going to be ready by the horn, ready to go. Season, I can't say the number. I might give it away. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give anything away. We didn't discuss anything official yet, but I think if this show comes out in October, it might be the perfect time to kick up season 2. We're going to keep an eye on things. It might happen sooner. It might not. I'm not sure. But it's looking like maybe an October thing. That's as much as I can say. I think that's good. I think that's safe. I think that's fair. But shout out to Los. We're working hard on season 2 of Recap and Record. Listen, you saw episode 101. You saw Zoe 101 with Los, 280 Plus podcast episode on this podcast. So what are we doing podcast? You saw it. You know what I mean? Like he's working. He's got full-time podcasts. My man's just upgraded the career. You know what I mean? And he's hustling. He's got a full-time thing here. He's got a full-time thing there. He's got a full-time family. He's got a full-time this and a full-time that. My man's out here making moves. And so, you know, he's busy. So we're working on it. And same goes for me. You know what I mean? We're busy. And so we're working on season 2, Recap and Record. It's almost ready to go. And dude, so listen, I mentioned it on the episode of 280 Plus. And honestly, dude, hey, it happened again. It happened again. It happened. Okay. I'm not this lucky. Okay. Every time I play the lottery, I get nothing. Okay. I know people who have won 10 grand off of a scratch off. I know people who have won like 20 or 30,000 off a Powerball. I know people who have won the lottery. Okay. And I am not, every time I play, it's BS. It's stupid. It's silly. It doesn't work. I lose every time. I've been to Vegas one time in my life. I lost all my money. Okay. Sandy took me to Vegas for my 21st birthday. I put $20 on roulette. I don't know what the numbers mean. I don't know how to place the chips on the table. So I just put $20 on black. I hit. I got 40. I said, bet. Let's put $40 on black again. I hit. It turns to 80. I say, bet. Let's put 20 on black, 40 on red. It landed on black. I got 40. Now I'm even. So I put it on red again. All of it. Now it's gone. Now I'm at 0. I had 20. It should have been 80. Could have made it more. I had nothing. I turned to my mom. I said, now what? Do I get my money back or do I keep playing or what needs to happen? She said, no, you need more money. You need to put more money on the table because now all your money's gone. That's what gambling is. And I said, that's silly. I could have just kept the $20 and we could have literally gone and done anything else. And she said, yep. I said, all right, bet. Let's do that. So we went and we literally did everything else that you could do in Las Vegas. Except for gamble. It's just not for me. I don't understand it. The lottery aspect, when it reached $1 billion the one time, like last year or something, we got a ticket. We didn't win. And it's just the same story over and over again. And so every time this happens, the Powerball hits $1 billion, it's 1.5 now or whatever. And then, it hits 1.5. And then Meg says, we got to buy a ticket. We got to buy. Listen, hey, what? You don't want $1.5 billion? You know what I mean? What could you do with $1.5 billion? You could make a podcast studio and you could do whatever you wanted with $1 billion. And I said, yeah, you're right. And then I go buy a lottery ticket and I lose. And then I can't pay the water bill. You know what I mean? And it's a never ending cycle. And I'm not that lucky. Okay. It's not for me. But when it comes to the McDonald's drive-thru, I somehow hit the jackpot almost every time. Okay. When it comes to the McDonald's drive-thru, I am the master of getting unasked for free food. And when I say unasked for free food, I simply mean I literally order what I came there for. 9 times out of 10, it's just a 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal for my son with barbecue sauce, extra fries, and a small Coke. It's what he likes. It's what he eats. He's autistic. That's all he eats. And that's all we get him because it's cheap, it's easy, it's fast, and he eats it. We're trying to switch to an at-home formula type thing / brand. We're working on it, but it's really hard because it's all he eats, plus cereal, plus a few breakfast items. But other than that, that's it, dude. Because guess what? He's autistic, and that's all he eats. You can relate. You eat 3 things. Megs and I, we eat 6 things for dinner, on a rotation every month. It's the same 3 things every week. Tonight's kebabs. And then the night before that, spaghetti and pizza. And the night before that, tacos. And the night before that, chicken wraps. And the night before that, kebabs. And the night before that, spaghetti and pizza. And the night before that, tacos. And that's literally our dinner schedule, dude. And sometimes in between there, we might order a pizza from Papa John's and Giuseppe's. Because Megs likes Papa John's, and I don't like that fake shit. Because it just honestly, sometimes it hits, but normally it doesn't taste good. And so I get the good stuff from the people down the street, and they make it right, and it's good for me, and I like it that way. Speaking of pizza, I need to post my freaking pizza review. Anyways, so we're at McDonald's, and we're at the drive-thru, and I ordered my son's Happy Meal. And when I get to the second window, listen, here's the play-by-play. We're at McDonald's quite often, as I mentioned, okay? The boy eats it every day. It's fine. It's what he likes. Sometimes in the evening, okay, when we arrive to get our 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal, squabby dabby meal, okay, sometimes we get lucky. And this has happened 3 times. 3 times. 3 times this year alone. What you need to do, could you imagine winning the $1 billion Powerball 3 times? Imagine getting to Powerball tickets for the $1 billion raffle and you won 3 times. Could you imagine? This is how crazy this is. Here's the circumstances. They have to be perfect. You need the number of cars to employee ratio to be a little unbalanced. There needs to be more cars in the drive-thru line than employees working in the restaurant. Now, unless you have insider information, we do not. But if you do, this will be easier for you to make it happen. If you have insider information, good for you. We don't, so this number's never unknown. But as long as they're short-staffed, and 9 times out of 10 they are, because they have a little screen in the back that tells them when labor's through the roof compared to how many people are working and how many people are there ordering stuff. So when a rush comes in, they're usually short-staffed because a lot of people are on break or went home early. So don't ask me how I know, I just know. And so you need to, if you can, evaluate the ratio of people in the drive-thru before you go compared to the people in the building. And if you don't know that number, that's fine. You move on to step 2. There needs to be at least 3 cars in the drive-thru waiting for their order. It helps if there's people in the number spots because those people aren't picking up orders that they placed on the app. They're waiting for drive-thru orders because drive-thru's backed up. Okay, 9 times out of 10, that's the situation. So if you can scope out that, then place yourself at the end of the drive-thru and hope and pray. This is the second part. You have to hope and pray that 3 to 4 more cars come behind you. You need to be directly in the middle of their lunch or dinner time rush. Okay, if you're in the middle of it, you're already good to go. The last thing you need is a mobile order. This is the last key factor. It's not an ad. I wish they'd sponsor me. I reached out to the guy who owns all the ones around here that I've already ripped off. He said no, they're not interested, but if they want to, they can. I'll get a little golden arches sign and put it on the wall all bright and shined up. Let's do it. I'll make the, look, here, I'll do this right now. Where's the thing? I don't even know. Here it is. Look. McDonald's, you know what I mean? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know, let's go. So we'll do that too if you want. Let's rock and roll. But other than that, there's my purple. Where's my purple, dude? Give me purple. Where's purple? There it is. So other than that, you need the mobile order, okay? Now, and by the way, if you're not using the app for McDonald's every time you go, you're an idiot. You're just wasting your money. If you get a French fry at McDonald's, like a medium fry, it's $5. If you get a medium fry alone at the speaker, at the counter, whatever, by itself, it's $5. It's $5 now in 2023. If you use the app, it's anywhere from free to $1. Use the app. You're welcome. Okay. So here's what happens at the first window of McDonald's. They get all of the drive-through orders and they come through jumbled because most McDonald's now have 2 lanes. And so every time an order is placed, it gets sent directly to window 1. And it's up to window 1 to tell window 2 whose order is next, because sometimes the first lane goes, sometimes the second lane goes, and sometimes the orders get mixed up. So that's why they need window 1 now, because most McDonald's with 2 lanes put the orders in order for window 2 so they know how to get what food to give out next, right? So they can complete the flow and it's not a guessing game and they don't have to ask you and confirm. Window 1 is the organizer. If you order on the mobile app, a lot of times they will ask you if you need your receipt. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to say no, because it's 2023 and you don't need to track your McDonald's purchases. And by the way, they'll just tell you at the end of the year how big of a fatty you were in their like McDonald's Wrapped, because they think it's funny, because it's the same thing that Spotify does. It's hilarious. We get one every year and then we feel bad about ourselves and then we go sign up for the gym. And so you don't get a receipt. And so then that sometimes, if the person working at window 1 is a little overwhelmed, little ADHD going on, and a bunch of backed up people, a manager screaming inside, and the drive-thru's busy, and it's a busy time, and they're pushing through orders, this and that, they sometimes, when you don't get your receipt, they don't check in with you, so they forget to push your mobile order to window 1. And then when the next person who came through, who most likely didn't use the mobile app, who just has a regular through the speaker order, they get pushed through first. Then they're like, oh shoot, that was the mobile order. Then they push it through. And now I am in the spot to receive the person behind me's food. And so this lady at window 2, just a mere 72 hours ago, hands me the biggest box I've ever seen with a handle. I put it in my seat. I say thank you. I take then now the drink carrier with 3 large Cokes in it, and I put it on the seat and I say thank you. And she said, have a nice day. And I drive off slowly and I howl laughing at the top of my lungs because all we ordered on the app was a 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal that was free because we had enough reward points. We had enough reward points, so I didn't pay a penny that day for my son's Happy Meal. It's just the perks of using the app. And we got a Happy Meal for free. And instead of handing me that out the window, the nice lady handed me a box that contained a 10-piece chicken nugget. So boom, my son was set. 3 medium French fries, 2 cheeseburgers, and 2 Big Macs on top of the 3 medium sodas. And I mean, it was the happiest day of my life. I was howling. I was driving slow just to make sure nothing was suspicious. And Megs fucking whacked me across the head because she said, I'm going to kill you if you take that. Tell them, give it back. I said, no way. It's their mistake. It's mine. And so I drove off. And the unfortunate part was they didn't put sauce in the box, and we didn't have barbecue for my son's nuggets. So I had to turn around because it wouldn't have made sense to drive to the next nearest McDonald's because of how embarrassed I was. I turned around, went back to the McDonald's, pulled into a spot nonchalant, sent in Megs because I wasn't going to show my face in that establishment. Sent in Megs because she was in the back seat at the time of the order, so no one saw her in the car. Sent her in. She went in, asked for barbecue sauce, said the lady was in the drive-thru freaking out, dude. She said the lady was freaking out, yelling, he took the wrong order. Oh my God, he took the wrong order. And like she was yelling, she was pissed. She was like, I need 2 Big Macs, 2 cheeseburgers, only ketchup, a 10-piece nugget, and 3 medium fries, stat. Like yelling it back, getting it done. Meanwhile, Megs is getting treated like royalty, like, oh, I just need some barbecue sauce at the front counter. Like, oh, here you go, sweetheart. And the drive-thru lady is so upset because I thought my son's Happy Meal was in the box. I'm going to be honest. I thought that's what Megs ordered. Megs was in the back seat. She takes care of the orders. I thought she took care of it. I thought the Happy Meal, I thought it was a promotion. I thought it was like big box week for Happy Meals at McDonald's. I thought we were going to open it up. There's going to be a Marvel toy and some nuggets and some fries in there. I thought that's what the Happy Meals boxes came in now. Maybe they ran out or something, and so they had to give me the Happy Meal in that box. So I took it. It wasn't my fault. It's what they gave me. And after I drove away, I had already driven away, and that's when I saw the Big Macs and that the order was wrong. I didn't even realize that it was the wrong order. And dude, COVID, dude. Yeah, I couldn't have given it back. What would they have done with it? They would have had to thrown it away. Like, what if I would have had COVID or the flu? What if so it's contaminated? Like, I already have it. It's in my car. You don't know where it's been. Like, my car could be filthy. Like, I could have one of those cars with, like, just junk in it. You know what I mean? Like, it could be one of those cars. And I'm just going, what? Give this cheeseburger to someone else? This, like, cheeseburger with only ketchup and, like, 10 Big Macs in it? Like, dude, calm down. Like, I'm just going to drive away slowly. And it's not my fault. It's honestly not my fault. And so, that's just my, like, dude, it's honestly just like my superpower. It's honestly my superpower to get unasked for free food at McDonald's. It happened like 3 months ago. That's why I talked about it on the 280 Plus podcast. It happened last year. It happened now again, just a few weeks ago, dude. I'm telling you, when they're in a rush and sometimes the orders don't get put in order, they'll start passing stuff out the window. They'll just start passing stuff out the window because they think that's where they're at in the queue, and their minds are so numb because they're working at McDonald's, and it's just pop, 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 order, out, done, go. If your drive-through times in your region aren't good, your assistant manager's on your ass. If your assistant manager's on your ass, that means his manager's on his ass. And if his manager's on his ass, that means the owner or the regional manager's probably on their ass. And it's like, hey man, You got to get them speeds up, and you can't get them speeds up if you're taking too much time checking the orders, making sure the food going out's good. So you're just passing stuff out the window. You're relying on window one to make sure that the orders are in order, and that's exactly what you're doing, and you're passing stuff out the window, and by the time you realize you just gave me the wrong box, I'm already down the road. Or in that instance, coming back and getting a barbecue sauce for the wrong order that you gave me that I kept. So it's crazy, man. I mean, it's getting a little wild. It's getting a little wild out here in the McDonald's drive-thru. So we're just really lucky in that sense that we live in a place where, we can go. There's a McDonald's within a 10-mile radius. So, we didn't go back to that one for a few weeks. And so, that's just, just in case, anyone recognizes us. So we don't go back there anymore. This Barstool Sports news is crazy. The Barstool Sports news is freaking insane, dude. So we woke up to the news yesterday from El Capitan, Dave Portnoy. Megs hates him, by the way. My official Barstool One Bite Pizza review from the Dominican will be up soon. I just have to clip it, upload it, and get it submitted. And it will be up on the official app here soon, shortly. So look out for that. We'll pop it. We'll promo it. We'll pop a link to it on all the socials. So if you follow us on like Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, YouTube, if you hit that subscribe button, like I said in the beginning of the episode, you'll know about it. So just be on the lookout for that. But so here's the timeline, right? Few years ago, Penn National gambling, racing, whatever, betting. Penn National buys Barstool Sports $650 million. Okay. Dave, KFC, all the big boys got paid. Okay. Instantly, like 9 figures for Davey D. All right. And most of his friends. And so, they're cruising with Penn National. They're still doing the thing. They're still rocking and rolling. They got Barstool Sports books. They got the casinos. They got the restaurants. They got the IP. They got everything rolling under Penn National now because they got licenses and gambling and everything else. But the issue was they couldn't control Dave. And so with Dave comes controversy. You can't become a millionaire in the public eye and have the I don't give a fuck attitude like Dave Portnoy and have Twitter and YouTube be a thing and podcasting and basically Barstool Sports, a media company where he can and feels like he can say what he wants when he wants to say it. And that comes with, unfortunately, repercussions for, getting licenses and Penn National and fined and regulations and things you can't say and things he did say that he shouldn't have and other things like that. So now Penn wants to gear up with ESPN because ESPN's got all the gambling shiz locked down. So Penn wants to now get in bed with ESPN, but ESPN says, hey, we're not touching you unless you break up with Barstool. Okay, you got to break up with Barstool and then we'll talk deal. And so that's what they did. They went to Davey Page Views and they said, listen, you take back Barstool. Here it is for 100%. Just do us a favor. Don't work with DraftKings. Don't work with any of the other big betting guys. Don't do any non-compete stuff. It's fine. It's 4 or 5 companies. Great. He signed it. And then also, if you ever sell Barstool again, we just want 50%. Take it for $1. You're sold. He literally, for $0, he literally got the company back 100%. It's one of the biggest moves in business history. It's one of the most baller moves. They get to keep every penny that they got from the Penn deal originally. It's like a Casey Neistat, CNN buys and then immediately shuts down Beam type of $1 million. There were a few more zeros attached to Barstool, unfortunately, than Casey's deal, but it's a move, dude. So now Dave's back in the office. Day one of the new regime. No one shows up till 10 a.m. Dave's freaking out, writes the best blog post that he's ever written of his moronic employees, which is crazy, by the way. I don't think in any of my businesses I'd ever call any of my employees moronic or like judge them on when they show up to the office. I mean, I get it. We've got a business to run and they understand that. And we do that 98% of the time. And that's like an A plus. And I didn't get those in high school. So I'm good with a 98% work ethic. You know what I mean? As long as you give 98%, we're Gucci pants. So Davey's a little upset day one. And then, of course, what's hilarious is day two, they all show up prompt, on time, super early. Dave's not even in the office today, which is hilarious. So shout out to Barstool Sports, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy. The moves they made. I mean, it's a win. It's a win for business all around. It's a win for media. And so I'm excited to see what outcomes from this deal. And now that Dave's like back in the driver's seat, Megs hates him. And so speaking of media and Dave, he had Bobby on. He had our good podcasting friend Bobby on, not our good friend, but just hoping maybe she'd have us on the podcast maybe after she's done rolling through every celebrity rapper ever. She's doing her media rounds. I think she was on like Good Morning America or something. And it's a bit, of course. We knew that. And she did it for Good Morning America. They didn't get it, of course. So Bobby, shout out to you. I understand the comedy. So when you want to come on this show, let us know. Or when you need us on yours, hey, listen. Hey, Bobby, we'll pay for your plane tickets. Okay. Wherever you want to go, let's go. We'll pay for your plane tickets. We'll get on the pod with you and we'll do the damn thing. She was on like Good Morning America. They didn't get it. And then she was on BFFs with Portnoy and Chicken Fry and the kid from TikTok. And so they were talking about the bit and her history. And so basically, Bobby owes everything to Funny Marco. I mean, the fact that the Funny Marco clip blew up, I think, is like now confirmed as to what opened the door to Drake's team reaching out. And then basically the Drake interview opened the door to Bobby getting one phone call from a talent agency. And after signing on the line 20 minutes later, Bobby now has 15 people working for her. She's on Good Morning America and doing press tours now. And finally like getting paid to podcast after, I don't know, episode 4. Like, she's, people were calling her an industry plant, which obviously isn't true. But it's kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild to see this girl do this. She just had Tyga on, with like a porcupine and like a sloth or something. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I mean, it's just, listen, some of them are good. Okay. The Drake one, good. Obviously Funny Marco, good. The Lil Yachty one, not it. The Lil Yachty episode, worst one so far. The Mark Cuban one, he was trying to match her energy and Mark just came off as like a creepy, weird old guy. Like it just, I don't know. Mark is just, I don't think Mark Cuban's it for social media. He'd never answered my email, so I don't care. I'll just talk shit. You know what I mean? I know that's probably like just ends my chances of me ever being on his or him coming on the show, but it's fine. He never answered my email. So that one was kind of weird. The Tyga one was a little bit better. But it's just crazy to see how like, I don't know, does this further ruin the reputation of like the podcast industry? Like, are we moving in a direction where it just becomes impossible for, once you get that like celebrity, like, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. How much longer will the virality last? How much longer will Bobby's virality last? You know what I mean? Like, look at perfect example. Look at the Island Boys. The Island Boys have resulted to incest. The Island Boys have resulted to making out with each other. They're now just making out with each other on OnlyFans. One of them, I think, has now come out as gay. I think the one brother might be gay now. And based on the interviews I've seen, like the other brother's not thrilled about it. He's not happy with it. You know he's not on board with this decision. But apparently, they're probably, I think, maybe making the bag on OnlyFans. And so, like, they just keep kissing each other and then they make like 10 grand that day. And for them, now that's a lot of money. And so, for most people it is. It is for me, trust me. And most people I know. So, you know what I mean? So, like, the Island Boys have resorted to doing some wild things on the island. So I'm curious to see what happens and, like, who Bobby interviews next. I'd love to see her interview Post. I'd love to see her interview Post Malone. Honestly, I'm kind of here for a Bobby Post Malone interview, and I'm hoping it's in the works. I'm hoping he's added that to his press tour, because the 5-hour Joe Rogan interview, insane. We've got topics covered, like they talked about the aliens, they talked about Magic the Gathering, they talked about, everything you could imagine for 5 hours. Can you imagine listening to me for 5 hours? Just, think of the mental strain, the amount of drugs, the alcohol, the breaks, the bullets in the gun in your mouth. Like, think about all the things you would have to go through to listen to me for 5 hours straight. That would be a nightmare. But so I listened to the whole thing, so you didn't have to. It was incredible. It's probably one of the most, I know I'm just fanboying right now, but listen, Post Malone can do no harm. Post Malone has no scandals. Post Malone has no skeletons. Post Malone's never been canceled. Post Malone's got a great new album. Enough is Enough is like my favorite song ever. I'm a little peevy. It's only like less than 3 minutes, but apparently that's the perfect length for a song, according to Paul. I'm excited for that too. Be on the lookout. A little, sneak peek. I'm not going to say anymore. Music may be coming soon from that fame. I don't know. And so Post Malone is like, I think he's killing it. And so the Joe Rogan interview, dude, has just become, it's a lot. It's a 5-hour roller coaster ride of topics and bombshells, and just, well, not bombshells, but just like, man, what else do you talk about? What else could you possibly say in 5 hours? Listen, I hope to God, I pray one day, if I'm ever blessed with the opportunity to be on the Joe Rogan podcast, I hope it lasts 5 hours. I don't know what we're going to talk about listen, if I ever, let's be honest. Let's just be honest with ourselves right now, because the last thing that we do on this podcast is hype ourselves up and overinflate our own ego and, overinflate stories and make them sound bigger and better than they are, or do any of those things like that. If I got the opportunity to be on the Joe Rogan podcast ever, it would most likely be one of his 1 to 1.5 hour long episodes. It would be one of the shortest Joe Rogan experiences that we've ever experienced, because I'm sure after 20 minutes in, he'll realize how big of a mistake it was having me on. I know I'm not building a case for myself, but maybe secretly, like this is like a double Jedi mind trick thing that I'm saying, like, hey, like, it wouldn't be good to have me on. So maybe young Jamie will see it and be like, oh, like, let's call his bluff and have him on and watch it be like the best episode ever. And then, like, let's actually have him on. Maybe that's like the game I'm playing. Maybe it's like a magician, like hypnotic thing. Listen, I need Max Major. Where's hypnosis? I need Max Major. I'm going to fly to Vegas and get Max Major to hypnotize me. If I can get him to agree to this, if we can get Max Major to say yes, we just need a tweet or a YouTube comment or a DM or a text message. He has my number, I think. I don't know. I thought maybe he did. I think I might have his at one point in time. I don't know. Maybe it's changed. Maybe he got a new iPhone. That's probably what happened. You know what I mean? I need Max Major to hypnotize me and to stop chewing my fingernails. I want to stop chewing my fingernails, and I know he can do it. So I want to go to Vegas and see if he can hypnotize me to do that. And also I want him on this podcast, man. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him about the current state of magic. I want to talk to him about America's Got Talent. I want to talk to him about how literally the same effect. I'm not going to give everything away. I'm just talking about the same effect, the same magic trick. I'm calling it an effect so he understands what I'm saying. The same effect that everyone, like the same effect with the $100 bill. You know what I'm talking about. The same effect every year on America's Got Talent gets all 4 judges to say yes and put someone through to the next round. Every year, someone auditions with what I'm holding in my hand right now. What I'm holding between my fingers right now. Someone makes it through on America's Got Talent. Someone goes viral. Someone gets through. Someone tries to fool Penn and Teller. Someone uses this to get through on a show every year. And I'm so fascinated how this has become the number one thing used in magic and illusions and just the amazingness of this one item. I mean, it's incredible, dude. I want to talk to Max about that. I want to talk to him. I think he was producing like a TV show at one point. I want to talk to him about that. He's like viral on social. I want to talk to him about that. He's got like people, like he's talking to the camera while he's got his buddies hypnotizing people at the street market. I want to talk to him about that. I want Max Major on this podcast majorly. I want to talk magic. I want to talk career. I think like even I want to talk about his personal life. Like I want to talk about that rough road he went down a few years back. I want to talk about it all, bro. I'm ready. I've got the note. You know everything I just said. Let's talk. Let's deep dive. Let's do a Max Major like full interview. I'll come to you, bro. I've got the cameras. I've got the mics. Like, let's make it happen. Let's do something, dude. Let's go. Let's get Max Major on. Like, let's make it happen, man. I wanna break everything down from the beginning to now to, I mean, like, wow. Let's do it. That was a tangent for the ages, but I mean, listen, I mean, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy out there, dude. I mean, we're on episode 103. I'm trying to get some guests. I've got some people lined up, honestly. I've got some people coming. I do have some people coming. I know I always say that. I always say it, but it's crazy. It's crazy to think about the news and everything that's going on in the world. And I mean, oh man, and that like the Ariana Grande story that we never covered. We were supposed to have freaking Kaisa. Shout out to Kaisa. We were supposed to break down the entire Ariana Grande story. I mean, how insane is it that Ariana Grande has a song called Break Up With Your Boyfriend? Yeah, because I'm bored, or girlfriend, or whatever she said. She says both, I'm sure. Like she wants you to, I don't know. She wants you to break up with your girlfriend because she's bored. She literally has songs that like pretty much define what she's doing in her life. So the news comes out, and I know this story's a little dated, but I mean, like the news comes out that like she's divorcing her husband because she was married. Okay, she gets married to this hottie boom body, and so now she's bored with him, and she's getting a divorce. So they're getting a divorce, and so she's on Broadway doing the Wicked show, and she's performing next to this doofus looking SpongeBob playing. This kid played SpongeBob. Okay. The kid played SpongeBob on Broadway. Now he's doing, I think, Wicked with Ariana. And so apparently Ariana would like, I don't know, allegedly, and this is just in my own opinion, they would probably hook up on set. They'd probably hook up on set in the dressing room because, Ariana Grande probably has her own private dressing room. So I'm sure it's easy for someone to walk on in with no one else in the room but him and her and Ariana, and like boom, bam, they can do chicken slam, whatever they want. And so SpongeBob and now Ariana Grande got some shit going on. And so better yet, while he's having, his first child with his own wife, they're like going on double dates. They're like, hanging out together. Ariana, SpongeBob, the wife, the new husband, like, it's kind of weird. And so like, they're like intertwining their like affair into their current relationships, allegedly. And so now Ariana's getting a divorce. And so he sees his opportunity and he's like, yo, I'm out. And so his wife is now devastated. Homeboy's wife, SpongeBob's wife's now devastated. I know his actual name. I can't think of it right now. So I'm just calling him Sponge. You know who he is. He's on the, you know who he is. And so it's, you know what I mean? His wife's on TMZ like, this is so sudden. We're best friends. We talk every day. I didn't see this coming. We just had a baby a year ago. Like, we had a great family thing going. I don't know what to do. And now my now ex-husband, who is filing for divorce, is banging Ariana Grande. And like, talk about like, break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, because I'm bored, dude. Bold move by Ariana. I mean, I thought the Pete Davidson relationship was weird. I thought like, I think like, dude, honestly, I'm going to go here. It might upset a few people. I think honestly, something might have ticked. I think Ariana might have been broken by the whole Mac Miller situation, dude. That's it. I said it. I'm just saying, I think, the Mac Miller situation might have kind of sent Ariana down this, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 9 year spiral. And like, this is just what she does now. And if she wants something, she takes it. And this was it. You know what I mean? And hey, shout out to the SpongeBob kid. You got one up on the rest of us. This kid thought he was going to be friend zone with his kind of ish attractive wife and, his whole life. And now he's got Ariana Grande begging to come over. She said, hey, come to my trailer. Hey, come to my dressing room, please. And he's like, bet, I'm out. I'm going. It's Ariana Grande. Listen, guys, listen. If you get a text from Ariana Grande, you know it's her. You see the text on her phone. You see her picture come up. Like, you're texting her, you're FaceTiming, you've confirmed that you were talking to Ariana Grande. What are you? Listen, if I found out Meg's got the opportunity to talk to Ariana Grande, I'd tell her to go. Get that bag, babe. Like, do what you got to do, okay? Do what you got to do. Get in good with Ariana. Get the bag, and then when you're ready, come home and we'll buy that house. When you're ready, come home and we'll buy the beach house with Ariana's money. You know what I mean? Like, go. Get it. But then like, hey, I hope we find out that the SpongeBob, who's the kid? Well, I'll put his name on the screen. We'll find out what his name is because he deserves respect too. We'll find out who he is. We'll put his name on the screen. I hope we find out in 6 months him divorcing his wife was all a scam and like he gets off with like a few million from Ariana. I pray to God this is all for him and his wife to get like seed money for a business they're trying to start. I pray to God that like SpongeBob, the kid who plays SpongeBob, and his wife and his 1.5-year-old baby, who, like no one really knew until this point. I pray to God that this is all for publicity. I hope they're in it for something. I hope it's to get something off the ground. And then they're like actually good. We find out they're together. They've been together this whole time and it was all a scam from the beginning. I pray that that's the case. I hope that they set this whole thing up. He said, babe, look, I got a text and six missed FaceTime calls from Ariana. I've got her. Let's do something. What do you want to do? How much do we want? What should I get her for? What should I tell her? The only way we're going to spin this is if TMZ says we're getting a divorce. So let's actually do it. He probably actually convinced his wife to get a divorce and let her know that everything was going to be okay. Okay. And then they probably went through the steps. I hope we find out they were flipping the script on Ariana. I don't know. Does she deserve it? I'm not going to say so. I'll let you do that in the comments. But I think maybe we should flip the script. And I hope SpongeBob and his wife are flipping the script on Ariana. And we find out that the whole thing was a scam. I'm just saying, we'll see. It's just a prediction in my own opinion. You know what I mean? Just it's a magic trick. It was just a prediction is what I just did. I just gave you a prediction for a magic trick that I'll be performing on America's Got Talent in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and thank you so much for rocking with me for 103 episodes. Listen, our thumbnail game's on fire. I can't wait to make one for this episode and all the clips for it, plus all the clips that we have to schedule that Jeff made. Shout out to Jeff. He's our new clip maker. All the clips that you're seeing at wadpod.com/Facebook, wadpod.com/Instagram, wadpod.com/YouTube, wadpod.com/Twitter, wadpod.com/ whatever / you reach us at, whatever you find at wadpod.com/links, those clips all from Jeff. So shout out to Jeff. You know what I mean? If you need him to edit your podcast clips, let me know. I'll let him know. We'll set something up. We'll make it happen. Sounds good to me. Shout out to you guys. Go to wadpod.com/YouTube. Hit that big, beautiful red subscribe button. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, if you don't, you know what's going to happen. The snoring beast under my desk is going to find you. Okay? Hit the subscribe button and please join us back here next week. It's wadpod.com/Spotify. Okay. Wadpod.com/Apple, wadpod.com/iHeartRadio for all the podcast links you need. Make sure you visit all of our profiles. Check us out on our audio only platforms, on our video platforms. Follow us on social media. Thank you guys so much for rocking with just practicing my DJ skills mid outro. You know how we do. Always working, always grinding. You know what I mean? And so make sure you hit those buttons. Make sure you hit the follow. Hit that thumbs up button too, man. That's really important. Those thumbs up. When I see those likes, when I see a video with a bunch of likes, I freaking go bananas, dude. So, and I mean, I'm not even talking, I'm talking nastier than Lizzo bananas. I'm talking nastier than Lizzo's bananas, dude. So when I see those thumbs up, it gets dumb crazy in here. So please hit that thumbs up button on Facebook, on YouTube, on the video, on the clips, on everything. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for clicking the links in the description down below. Thank you for even reading the descriptions if you do. Thank you for even watching. Thank you for listening. If you're one of the 13 who listened to last week's episode on Spotify, thank you individually. I'm going to thank you all if I knew your names. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to Lou Bugs. Shout out to my son. Shout out to my fiance. Shout out to my business partners, my friends, my clients, everyone who follows me on Twitter. And if you haven't done so already, do it. Peace out, everybody. Have a good week.
This is the What Are We Doing podcast.